Circle of Iron was first conceived by Bruce Lee as a vehicle for him, but unfortunately, Bruce Lee died before the movie could get made. The Silent Flute was the original title of the story, conceived by Bruce Lee, James Coburn, and Sterling Silliphant. I quoted that directly from Wikipedia. And Bruce Lee wanted to play the mystic, the one who kind of appeared now and then and led the star along the path to enlightenment. The character Bruce Lee wanted to play ended up being played by David Carradine, who was just hanging around and had nothing better to do. I'm sorry. It was filmed in 1977, and it starred Jeff Cooper, who was a clone of Michael Ironside. That's not true. So Christopher Lee, Roddy McDowell, Eli Wallach showed up and played small parts. This is a kind of a small F fantasy. It's a pre-Lord of the Rings type fantasy. This is the type of fantasy that is more in line with things like Carlos Castaneda, Paul Coelho's The Alchemist, and especially Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which was such a huge hit in the 70s. You can't even know what a big hit Jonathan Livingston Seagull was in the 70s. It's about spiritualism. Spiritualism being religion, but you get to have sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So there's a character named Cord. Cord is kind of wandering around in this primitive world, and he wants to challenge Zayton, who knew all about the secret book that holds all the wisdom. When I think of Circle of Iron, I think of The Alchemist, because it's very much about spiritualism without any trappings of any specific religion. The movie follows this dude Cord, who I swear to God, this guy is a clone of Michael Ironside, or was a clone of Michael Ironside. He's no longer with us, but Michael Ironside still is. So Michael Ironside's clone has to fight his way up the ladder to find enlightenment. And again, like The Alchemist, these people go on these quests, and they never really find enlightenment. They find something. And basically what it is you always had enlightenment inside yourself all along. Which makes you want to just slap the people who produced the movie. Anyway, so Cord goes through these trials. There's some interesting fight scenes. And Cord eventually gets to the point where he is tempted by a woman to break his vow of celibacy. Cord is wandering through this desert, and he meets his people like Eli Wallach, who is sitting in an urn of oil, hoping to dissolve his pride. And you get people like Christopher Lee, you get people like Roddy McDowell who show up. And David Carradine plays these different characters, but you can tell it's David Carradine, because in every scene that he's in, he's hanging from a rope. He plays like 4 parts, one of them being death, which he didn't have to act. This is kind of like Conan, as if it was directed by Jodorowsky. It got some good fight scenes, it's good locations. I think it was filmed in Israel. And that goddamn scene with Eli Wallach, I was just like, you're going to watch that and say, like, who the fuck wrote this movie? Anyway, so if you like sword and sorcery type movies, if you like Bruce Lee, check out Circle of Iron. And please let me know what you think about it, because I thought it was cool. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.